Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to our channel. Here in this video, I'm going to discuss about my one of the recent interview, and I'm doing this particular video like after completing 2 rounds of interview, and I wanted to share a clear like questions as well as responses, and that will get some idea for you guys if you are in the space of preparation or planning to change to another company or planning to apply for different positions. And one more thing, like in first round of interview, I like faced a questions which is wide range of questions, I mean wide number of tools and some like horizontal knowledge I can say, and in second round I can see some in-depth knowledge. Okay, and I will definitely share that also in the upcoming video, but this is as of now, this is the first like kind of video. And before moving to the video, I wanted to set up some expectation. Like this is for I mean experience of around 2.5 to 3 years I can say, and purely into DevOps, and they asked some, I mean very minute into DevSecOps also, but you can consider a DevOps. And if you are planning to prepare, then it might be very helpful, like how was the really like real questions. And one more thing, like many questions, I mean comments I'm getting regarding can you share your resume and from where you are applying that particular jobs and how you are getting calls like that. Definitely I will do a dedicated video. As of now I'm in the space of some kind of busy schedule, so definitely if I get a time I will do a dedicated video for that. And one more thing, I apply through the Naukri only and some career portal also, some Naukri jobs or else some LinkedIn jobs also, it will take to the apply in career portal itself. So I will apply that in the career portal and majorly in the Naukri only. Okay, you can also continue the same thing and keep updating the profile and keep applying daily, and you will get your responses. I mean you will see the like impressions on your profile, and number of recruiters shows interest on your profile, and number of recruiters reach out to you. I mean that will graph will automatically increases based upon your consistency. Okay, and moving to this, initially they asked about the like introduce about yourself, and I introduced it, and they started from very basic like what is DevOps and how do you implement that particular thing. As I explained, like DevOps is one of the culture or methodology we can say, where it will brings the development dev team and the operations ops together to automate that particular software delivery in a structured manner. And it will includes both a CI and a CD, that is also indicates continuous integration and a continuous deployment or delivery, where there is a I mean good communication between the ops as well as the development team. And with this we can achieve speed of the software release and improves the collaboration among the teams, and reduces the like deployment failures in between. And the next question is, what are the key principles of DevOps? As we know, the key principle includes collaboration, communication, and automation, continuous integration, continuous delivery or deployment, and monitoring and feedback will be the one of the key principle. And integrating security is also one of the key principle, and that will comes in the DevSecOps. And obviously, DevOps job, I mean DevOps as a DevOps engineer, it's your responsibility to have a shared security in the point of with respect to development team, with respect to like whatever what we can say operations process is that, where we need to implement a security in each and every phase. Okay, and what is continuous integration and continuous delivery? As we know, continuous integration CI is where we are merging the code from the developers from the different shared repositories and triggering a automated builds and tests. In that particular triggering a code building process and testing process, where these tools need to be integrated and need to run automatically whenever the code triggers without any manual intervention. That is the CI, continuous integration. When we come to the CD, it will ensure the always the deployment phase should be automated, and there is a certain periodic scans need to be done, and reporting need to be triggered, and some metrics like monitoring the deployment part, performing the dynamic application security testing, and these all things need to be automated without any manual intervention. That is a CD. And the next question is, how do you ensure your continuous testing in the DevOps? Obviously, when we comes to the continuous testing, it will comes in both continuous integration as well as continuous deployment, where the runtime environment, we can say dynamic application security testing, it will be in continuous delivery part, and continuous integration part, the SAST, static application security testing, where we can check the unit test cases and we can integrate the tests into the like phases, and we can perform the security analysis also, as I said, the SAST and DAST, and we can integrate the tools like there is a tools especially for test automation, JUnit, I mean Selenium, those need to be PyTest will be there. Those tools can be integrated into a CI/CD tools. And the next question is, what is ISC tool? ISC is basically a infrastructure as a code, where we can manage the infrastructure services like virtual machines, networks, databases by using code itself. And we can automate the backup, and we can provide the versioning of the let's say pipeline or some infrastructure, whatever it might be. And we can create a versioning by using this particular Terraform. And configuration management infrastructure as a code tool. The popular tool is Terraform, where it will support for multiple cloud providers also. And next question is, what is Git and how do you use a DevOps? Use it in a DevOps. Basically, Git is one of the centralized version control system where it will bring the collaboration between the developers as well as the sorry, not among the developers, not other teams, among the developers, where they can collaborate and work together. And the basic commands that includes cloning of repository, git clone, git branch, where the new branch is created, and git merge, where new merges will be happening to your branch, and git revert, where the changes will be reverted, and generally to roll back the changes or something like that. And that is where git is helpful in a DevOps. And what are the some common CI/CD tools have you worked with? In my case, I worked with Jenkins and GitLab also, and I have exposure with Azure DevOps also, but not full-fledged exposure. But I have a basic understanding. It is almost similar to the GitLab CI/CD, we can say. And I majorly worked in Jenkins only, and I explained about that particular thing itself. And what are the key steps in setting up a CI/CD pipeline? While we setting up a CI/CD pipeline, the key steps include, first of all, we need to commit the code from the Git repository, and we need to build that particular code, and we need to run a unit tests and integrate all the test scans into the CI/CD pipeline, and we need to package that particular thing by using a build util, and we can store that package into a Nexus Artifactory Manager, and we can deploy that by using a Kubernetes, and if there's any cloud service provider, and we can monitor by using a Prometheus and Grafana, where logs are collected and represented in a graphical manner. Sorry, continuous. Sorry for the disturbance in between. If we move to the forward, what is Jenkins and how do you use within your DevOps? Generally, Jenkins is one of the CI/CD tool where we can automate the tasks like building, committing the code, testing, and deployment process, everything. And what is Jenkins pipeline and how do you define that particular Jenkins pipeline? Jenkins is a we can say set of integration of tools. It is one of the practice where we can written a script in a Groovy, that is one of the script language, where we are going to provide a pipeline stages. In each stage, whatever we are going to task that can be achieved in that particular task by using, it will communicate to the command line prompt. And what is Docker and how do you help? How does that particular Docker helps in DevOps? Generally, Docker is one of the containerization platform that packages applications with some dependencies. The main benefits includes it ensures a consistency across the different environments, and it improves the scalability, and the faster development will be there than the virtual environments. That is the major task of Docker. And what is Kubernetes and how it will be very much important in DevOps? As Kubernetes is one of the containerization orchestration platform where that will manages a deployments, and it will scales as the necessary, and it will provision it will scale the infrastructure as well, and networking components as well. Especially the major task, major importance why this Kubernetes is used was it will automate the scaling, and it will manages the load as a load balancer, and there is a self-healing capacity will be there where it will handle self-healing of containers, whatever the Docker containers is there. And what is the difference between Docker and Kubernetes? There is a main difference where if you see the Docker, it is a packages where packages, and it runs applications within the container. That is for Docker. And if you see the Kubernetes, that will be the particular containers will be managed and orchestration by the Kubernetes. Let's say if there is a Docker Swarm concept, that will be help for managing some containers. If there is a multiple lot number of containers, then Kubernetes will come into picture to manage that particular thing. What is the role of cloud in DevOps? Then definitely there will be a cloud. Majorly, it will provide some on-demand resources and scalability, endless scalability we can say, and infrastructure management, like manual management of infrastructure. It will be reduces. That is how the cloud role in the DevOps. And what is the cloud provider services have you worked with? In my case, I used AWS as a cloud provider services, and majorly that includes EC2, S3, RDS, Lambda, IAM functions, and many other load balancer. And these are the major services what I have used. And how do you use AWS for DevOps? As I said, these are some major provider services. EC2 for creating virtual machines, S3 for storage, CloudWatch for monitoring, EKS for Kubernetes, IAM for security, Lambda, and load balancer for creating for managing the load, everything like that. And what is Terraform? How does it fit into a DevOps? Generally, Terraform is one of the IAC tool where infrastructure as a core tool that will provision a cloud infrastructure, and it will be written in a HCL, where communication language, where it is a declarative approach. We can use that particular thing for creating infrastructure, and we can maintain a secret, manage the secrets in that only, and we can maintain a sequence of flow for creating infrastructure also. That is how it will be helpful as a DevOps engineer. And if you come about Ansible and how it will be works for being a DevOps engineer. Ansible is one of the configuration management tool where it will be written a playbook, YAML playbook will be there, and by using that particular playbook, what exactly we can do is we can automate the particular process by using that particular playbook. What is the difference between Terraform and Ansible? Terraform is basically a infrastructure as a provisioning tool, infrastructure as a code, and Ansible is for configuration management, where we can automate the process. Okay, and in Terraform also we can automate the process, but it is with respect to infrastructure. But in Ansible it is something process, we can say. And what is monitoring? Why monitoring is very much important in DevOps? The monitoring is it will make sure the system reliability and performance by, let's say if there is some impact, it will let us know like what is the performance of the system, and it will also help to optimize the resources and maintain downtime, and we will get to know like we can maintain a downtime and some real-time insights based on the logs and dashboards like Prometheus and the Grafana for troubleshooting purpose. It very much helpful for this. And some monitoring tools, as I said, Prometheus and Grafana. Prometheus is majorly used for metrics collection and some alerting process, and Grafana is basically used for virtualizing metrics, and it will let's say whatever the metrics and data which is collected by Prometheus, that will be the input into a Grafana, where it will shows into some representative graphical manner. And I have a knowledge on ELK also, Elastic Search Logistic Kibana, where centralized log dashboards will be maintained, but I not deeply worked on it. And some tools like Datadog also there. I haven't worked with that, and New Relic will be there. And coming to the another, how do you set up your Prometheus and Grafana for monitoring? First of all, we need to install your Prometheus, and we need to configure the metrics from the application, and we need to install Grafana also, and we need to, in the Prometheus, we need to export, deploy the exporters, like whatever the logs will be there, that will be exported into your Prometheus, and it will collect, the exporters will basically collect system metrics and provides for your Prometheus. And we can install Grafana, and it will connect to the Prometheus data source, we can say, where that will be the input to the Grafana, and Grafana will we need to create a dashboards within the Grafana for virtualization purpose, and we can set up the alerts also using alert trigger manager, and this is how we can set up the Prometheus and Grafana. Okay. And what is the importance of log aggregation in DevOps? There is a centralized log where it will be very much important for troubleshooting purpose. It will be helpful, and it will help create for multiple services. Let's say if you wanted to let's say if there is a one service is created, and that particular in that particular service there is some issue, we can correlate that particular logs with the instance, or else some multiple services, whatever it is there, and some real-time alerting on failures it will provide. That will be more very much important for maintaining a look around all different services. And what are some log aggregation tools have you used? As I said, log aggregation tools, it is something different, where it will be it's basically collecting of logs, and it will forward that particular logs to the Prometheus. Log aggregators is basically collecting from the source. And I have experience on, as I said, ELK stack, where I not in-depth worked on that. I just have a basic understanding of that. And Splunk also, it is also one of the enterprise log creating tool, and CloudWatch, especially AWS CloudWatch logs, where cloud native tool service for collecting logs. And how do you implement security in CI/CD pipeline? As I discussed earlier also, we can integrate SAST tools, like we can say SonarQube, Trivy also SAST tools, Snyk also one of the SAST tools, Fortify, Checkmarks. These are different SAST tools we can integrate into your pipeline. And DAST tools also, dynamic application security testing, where it will perform a test on the runtime application, where we can say WAPS, Zap was one of the tool, and Fortify also performs the dynamic application, Checkmarks also performs, and these are some tools I know, and I have also worked on that particular thing. And And also one more thing, if we come about the security part, we can say in each and every aspect, like the testing aspect and security management purpose, we can use dedicated vaults, third-party vaults, or else AWS secret manager services. We can use that particular thing. If it is Terraform, we can use HashiCorp for Kubernetes also it can be used. And in each and every phase of the CI/CD pipeline, like developer phase, within the developer environment, like IDE itself, we need to integrate the tools plugin where it will detect the security flaws or some configuration drifts within the development environment itself, and we can scan the containers or some images by using Trivy, Snake, and we can maintain a RBAC role-based access controls. While creating IAM user, we need to maintain, the best practice was maintaining the least privileges access for the particular user. And yeah, I think these are some best practices we can follow. And as I said, they asked some, not in depth, just basic questions about the DevSecOps also. What is DevSecOps? DevSecOps is a practice where security is also considered, and security integrates into each and every phase of a DevOps lifecycle, like whatever the DevOps flow is there. In each and every phase, we are incorporating the security also. That is basically security, DevSecOps, where it will ensure the security is automated and continuous, like rather than at the end of the pipeline, like in normal DevOps traditional methodology, where there is some companies that maintain a security team separately, and at the end of the entire development as well as integration as well as continuous delivery, later this security will come into picture. But in DevSecOps, they are shifting the security in the left, in the early edges of the stages. They are building a security across different stages of CI/CD pipeline. That is the secure, DevSecOps. What tools do you use for vulnerability scanning in DevOps? As I said, many tools like SonarQube, Trivy, Snake, and WAF dependency check, Fortify, checkmarks. These are the different tools I have worked on. And how do you automate the patching in your DevOps environment? It is something important where, as I said, Ansible was one of the tools where we can use for configuration management. That is how the Terraform as well as Ansible, where it will automate the process that will come into picture, where it will implement a automated security. Updates. We can make sure updates automatically happen, and also we can implement a security patching policies by using a Jenkins CI/CD pipeline itself, and we can monitor security patches by using third-party tools also. That is how it can be achieved. What is the role collaboration in DevOps? Role collaboration is basically, let's say if there is a DevOps or DevSecOps, there is a development as well as security and operations, where the main aim of DevOps or DevSecOps is to break down the silos or gaps in between these particular things. Especially for that purpose only, this role, especially DevOps, will maintain the collaboration among this particular thing, and it will by this collaboration, what exactly it achieves was it will reduces the resolution time of some incident or some failure or something like that, and there will be a centralized communication maintained among the different teams. That will be a major advantage of it. And how do you manage a secret within the DevOps pipeline? As I said, we can use Vault, AWS Secret Manager will be there, and I think these are the things, and enrollment variables also one of the things. And we need to avoid hard coding of credentials within the code itself. That is the best practice, and providing enrollment variables, that is the best practice. And what is the role of configuration management in DevOps? As I said, it will automate the configuration irrespective of the environments, and it will maintain some consistency among the environments, and human intervention will be reduced in this particular case. And let's say if there is some hundreds of servers, we need to update some patch, or we need to update some application version from existing to a new version. Then in that case, some hundreds or thousands of servers managing manually, it is something tedious task. So in that case, it will be helpful. And I think this is some. What I can say was some good response, and these are some major questions. As I said in the beginning, it was some horizontal knowledge exploration, and I can say the discussion went well, and we'll see. I will definitely share the upcoming interview, which deep dive, we can say, vertical knowledge taking. Okay, stay tuned for more videos. Thank you. One more thing, I'm so sorry if there is some background noise. Adjust it.